40 years of developing hockey players from youth to the pros, Minnesota Hockey Camps has a player development program for you. Located in Breezy Point, Minnesota, our professionally coached on-ice development sessions, off-ice speed training, weight room sessions, stick handling sessions, shooting skill sessions are the right program for you. MHC takes great pride in its tradition with developing NHL players like Chris Stewart, Ryan Bugsy Malone, Scotty Hartnell, and TJ Oshie. Our dedicated staff is ready for you. Come check us out at MinnesotaHockeyCamps.com. Sign up for your chance to become the player you've always wanted to be. Hashtag who will be next.
Cold showers, leaking pipes, furnace giving you the chills? Look no further. At Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, we've got you covered. From expert plumbing solutions to HVAC magic and all sheet metal work, we are your one-stop shop for comfort and reliability. Professional service from a team that cares. Say goodbye to household woes and hello to peace of mind. Call Iron Range Plumbing and Heating today and feel the difference.
At Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, we have the trucks. Over 47 new Silverados and Sierras sitting currently on the lot with more to come. We have all the options: LT, RST, LTZ, High Countries, ZR2s. We have heavy duties. We have Sierra, SLT, Elevations, Denali's. We are equipped for the truck you are looking for. With great rebates currently, with up to $12,500 off on select models, now would be a great time to take advantage of savings and get yourself into a new truck today. Grand Rapids GM in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Welcome everybody to the Tea with Ms McGill Show, presented by our friends up at Fortune Bay Resort and Casino. Make plans today to visit Fortune Bay Resort and Casino on beautiful Lake Vermilion. Fortune Bay offers 172 rooms in a smoke-free resort environment, indoor pool, full-service marina, RV park, world-class golf, several dining options, bar, and of course 24/7 gaming. So get up there, get your game on. Visit fortunebay.com for more details and plan your trip today. If we get some snow, it'll be sledding season. Of course, we get a little colder weather, it'll be ice fishing. Holidays are coming, so make plans to get up to the bay today. All right, we're real excited. Week 1 of the 24-25 boys high school hockey season. It is Puka speaking. It is the star of the show, Coach Reed Larson, who's of course been on the ice. What's the tempo like?
It's great to be back out there. I wasn't 100% sure that with the weather that we've had and the great summer that we had, that I was ready to just jump right back into it. But the moment you strap those laces back on, the moment you put the blades on your feet and you step back out there, you just feel it humming out, especially here at Yanmar. It's been fun. Guys are pumping, ready to go on our squad, and I'm sure everybody else that's out there that's getting their teams ready, they're excited. There's a few teams that are playing tonight.
It's amazing because season just started. Practice started last week. Right?
Yeah, last Monday, so not this Monday, but last Monday was the opening day. Wow. They've pushed the first game now. The first night that was available for opening night for games was tonight.
Okay.
So Rockridge is currently playing Brainerd at the moment. And then there's some other teams that are opening tomorrow night, like we will be opening here tomorrow night.
All right, we're going to talk about that in just a bit. So episode 92, and one thing we like to do during the season is give a shout out to some of our subscribers. We got a little list going because it's been a while. Of course, we're going to be here every week now, so we're done with the interview format. We'll be covering high school hockey coverage every single week. Between now and the week after the high school hockey tournament, so the next 16, 17 weeks. So some subscribers over the summer: MIV Dan, Sweetie at IRC, Barney's Resort, just a buddy of mine, got a nice resort north of Deer River. And here's an interesting one: Dr. Miskey. But remember, there's at least 3.
Yeah,
we don't know which one.
We
don't know which one.
Is it Doc Miskey and Virginia?
Dr. Miskey. So please comment on which Dr. Miskey
is it. Doc Miskey 1 or 2 here in Grand Rapids? Hey, we'll take all of them.
Is it it's the old assistant coach, right?
Yeah,
the old partner in crime.
Right there.
All right, so be just like these fine folks. Please subscribe, where it's always free to do so, and join America's fastest growing hockey show. All right, so tonight we're going to preview section 7A, section 7AA. But before we do, please hammer the like button, and support continues to come from the show from the Ring Sports Bar and Grill over in Evelyn. We talked about them. Nightly specials, got them right here. Monday, burger night. Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, and of course the legendary fish fry, the best all-you-can-eat fish fry in the Quad Cities at the Ring Sports Bar and Grill. And then Saturday is prime rib night. So full bar, full menu, breakfast, lunch, dinner, daily specials, daily happy hour, hockey-themed establishment, 248-8582, or the ringsportsbarandgrill.com, and tell Michelle that the Tea with Ms. McGill show sent you. All right, so we'll start out section 7A, and what we're going to kind of do is just kind of, I don't know, you know, we'll call it roughly 8 teams per section. We're just going to kind of nail it down to like the top 4, just kind of get an idea, kind of who we're watching and what we're thinking. So you want to start her off on section 7A, just kind of who you see kind of, you know, I guess here's what we're focusing on. Last year was semifinal Saturday, right? You had the top 4 teams, each section down there for that day of hockey, which was great. Who do you think is going to be at AMSOIL? If there is, of course, it's always based on scheduling and the girls and the boys, but if there's a section, or if there's a semifinal Saturday again at AMSOIL, who do you see getting there for section 7A?
Well, 7A, I guess it's pretty easy to pinpoint the top 3 teams. I think there's a few that could be in the mix that could find that number 4 spot and be in there playing against Hermantown. But I don't think there's any question about it that Hermantown is going to be in that semifinal Saturday again. They're going to be in the top 4. They're going to be number 1. In my mind, they're number 1 until somebody figures out how to knock them out. Now, we're going to have that conversation here in a couple of minutes about what my hopes are as far as being a Ranger. But Hermantown is going to be in that. You might see somebody like Proctor playing against Hermantown in that game. They've done some good things over the course of the last couple of years. They did graduate
Riles.
AJ Riles last year, so that it stings on the back end, but they do have a couple of pretty good young players that are coming through that are pretty electric up front. So you might see Proctor playing in that semifinal Saturday. Could be like a 4 seed playing against a 1 seed in that situation.
But the good rivalry, and like I said, it was good to see it last year, and
it is.
Hermantown would just get away a little. Remember, Proctor was kind of there, and then Hermantown would just get away a little.
Well, we actually, I called a game down there. It was Proctor versus Hermantown. We did a -9 game down there last year, and it was a 1-goal game where Hermantown literally won it at the end of the game by 1 goal.
Yeah.
Riles was standing on his head. So that was a rivalry game that could easily have went the other direction, and Proctor could have won. But it ended up that way. We definitely will see Hermantown there. There's a good chance that maybe Proctor would be in that situation. I think on the other side of the bracket, you're going to go ahead and see, your Cloquet versus Hibbing in that situation again.
Okay.
Whether it's those 2 playing against each other, those 2 teams will be in it. Top 4 for sure. The 3 are pretty easy to nail down. 1, 2, and 3. Hermantown, Hibbing, and Cloquet. Mix up the 2, mix up the 3 a little bit if you want to. I think Coach Walters and the Cloquet Carleton are going to say we're going to be that 1 or 2 spot, and I can't argue with them. They've got a pretty electric first line. Hibbing is going to come out pretty excited. This is a group of kids that last year was their first year of high school, but they had just gotten done the year before winning a Bantam State Championship, and 2 years before that had just got done winning a Pee Wee A State Championship. This team can win, and that's all they've done through youth hockey is win games and win championships. Which losing becomes a habit, so does winning.
Yeah, winning breeds winning.
It does. Yeah. So, and like we said before, I get sick and tired of seeing the same teams win the same section over and over again. And I'm sorry if you're a Hermantown fan, but I really want to see Hibbing win that section. I really do.
Well, I got a lot going. I got, coming off a 19-win season, I got some stats from other dads. Of course, they're going to be playing in Hockey Day in January. New coach with Coach Jamnik. 3 goalies kind of battling for the job there. One of the downfalls, of course, Strukel with the broken leg in the Elite League. But
he'll be back though.
Yep. I heard it.
He's not going to be out the whole season.
Yeah, he's on a trajectory where, of course, they didn't know right away.
First of the year, maybe.
Yeah. Of course, those sophomore sensations come back. Swanson, Hildebrand, Elsner. Don't at me on these, but what I got for numbers: 48 points for Swanson last year, 38 for Hildebrand, 37 for Elsner. And then they kind of picked up the schedule a little bit. They've got St. Cloud Cathedral, Matamidi, Cretin, and Orno added to the schedule. So those are some facts I got from one of the dads. So But the question is, so we got the top 3. Who's that 4th team?
Yeah, hard to say who that's going to end up being right there. And like you said, it could be a Proctor, it could be somebody else that sneaks up on somebody. And we did have a pretty fun conversation here in one of our last interviews.
Yep, Coach Chad Baldwin. Yep.
Yeah,
check that out. That was our last episode.
Yeah.
So he's bullish.
He's excited about his
is.
team, and I'd like to see a team like that squeak into the top 4 and see themselves. It's been a long time since the Falls Broncos have been in the semifinal Saturday.
Yep,
a lot of years.
I'm with you on that one. I think that would be
pretty cool.
That'd be fun to see. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anything else on Section 7A?
Nope.
All right. Crush that like button. Aspire Heating Control, back for another year. We appreciate them. Your local Bryant dealer, and Bryant is the official heating and cooling company of your Minnesota Wild. Aspire specializes in gas, electric, and hydronic heating and cooling systems for existing and new construction. Residential and commercial installations available. Services include forced air systems, boilers, heat pumps, mini splits. They are licensed and bonded. Give Justin a call, 999-5957. Of course, the heating season is here, so that furnace needs a tune-up, 999-5957. I just had a conversation with him about some water heater stuff, so if you're looking for great service, great guy, give Justin a call today. All right, 7AA preview. Like you said, Rock Ridge on the ice now. Well, most people aren't going to be watching this till tomorrow, which is Friday.
Yeah.
So you want to give a quick update on that
Well,
score?
just the last time I looked at it here was just a couple of minutes ago, and I think the score was 3-1. Rock Ridge was up on them. It is over in Brainerd, but Rock Ridge was up. They were winning last I looked. So by the time you watch this and see this, you already probably will have seen the result of it, and I can't imagine that changes much from there as far as who's going to win the game. Rock Ridge is going to win the game. It's just by how much.
Yeah, 20 wins now. Got to give Coach Larson his props. I listened to our preseason show from last year, and Coach started out saying, hey, I'm telling you, we're going to see how this goes, but I really think Rock Ridge is in the mix. 20-win season. They make it to semifinal Saturday. Of course, eliminated by the Thunderhawks 6-2, I think is what I might have seen. And returning, Dimberio, again, don't at me, when I saw 59 points. Kaz Carlson, 53 points. So you got, if I'm doing my math right, that's over 100 points. Like I said, they got to be feeling pretty good. And Coach Niskanen, new coach there too.
Yeah, coaching change was made over the summer. It took a little time for them to solidify, what the situation was going to be. But Matt Niskanen, longtime NHLer, former Virginia Blue Devil, and part of that first Virginia Blue Devil team that made it to the state tournament. Their very first team in 2005. He was the captain of that team. Ended up having a nice career in the NHL, and now take a look. He moves back home and ends up taking over his alma mater, I should say, so to speak, because Virginia isn't a thing anymore. It's now Rock Ridge. So he takes that over, and he's got a pretty talented team there. They're Grady Dimberio, Kaz Carlson, Walters. There's a good core of players that are there, that are back, and that are going to lead that squad. And I think one of the goals, I was watching it on Spidio in the locker room, and one of the goals I think was scored by Dimberio. So, that wouldn't surprise me if he didn't score a couple of more in that game. But
hey, maybe 59 last year, maybe he goes for 75 this year.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of a stumbling block there going into the beginning of the season. Kaz Carlson broke his leg playing football. He's the quarterback for the Rock Ridge football team, and unfortunately that actually happened during the game that we played against them when Rapids was playing over in Rock Ridge. He broke his leg and was out the rest of the season. That was literally like the second or the third game of the season. So he missed the entire football season, healing up that broken leg. And he has actually healed that thing up, and now looked like he was in and playing in that very first game.
Wow. Well,
so
good luck to you, Kaz.
Good healing, and good to see Kaz healthy and back in the game, and that's one of their captains, and he's the assistant captain on our squad. So, yeah. Rock Ridge Wolverines. Well, thanks for the props. Maybe it was just a lucky guess to see them there, but they did make it into that
20-win season.
They did make it into that Final Four last year, which is kind of cool for them.
All right, who else on the list?
Well, so you're thinking, let's talk about our group. You were just kind of giving me props there for a second about my guesses last year. So now you want to see who I think is going to be kind of your top four, or let's pinpoint the guys that you could see on semifinal Saturday. I'm going to give you the top 3 right now that I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I'm just going to say I think these 3 are going to be in it, and there's going to be a coin flip or a battle for that 4 spot, who gets to play the 1 seed. So the top 3 I'm going to give them to you in alphabetical order, because I don't want to call 1, 2, or 3. I don't want to do that right now because I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to get anybody really excited. So 1, 2, and 3 in alphabetical order. Andover is going to be in there again. They're going to be part of that 1, 2, and 3. I don't think there's any question about it. Grand Rapids is going to be in there again as well. And Rock Ridge is going to be in there for sure. Those 3 teams, like I said, this is alphabetical. I don't think it's 1, 2, and 3 like that. I don't know how that's going to end up. It depends on the next 25 games and how that goes. But now you're going to see some interesting things as to who's going to fall into that number 4 spot. I don't think anybody should sleep on Forest Lake. I think Forest Lake.
And you said that last year.
Yeah.
And they were strong.
They were tough. And they took a game into overtime in that quarterfinal. And it could have easily been a bounce one direction. And it could have been Rock Ridge playing. It could have been Forest Lake playing us in the semifinal Saturday instead of Rock Ridge.
Was it 1 or was it 2?
It might have been 2.
I think it was 2. I think it was 2.
It was a long overtime game.
Up at the
At Rock Ridge. Yep. And that was a battle. So they could very easily have been in that game and handed to Forest Lake. We went down there, Grand Rapids went down there and played them in one of the first 3 games of the year, and we lost to them in overtime. That was an eye-opener for the Thunderhawks, going down there and losing in their barn, and then having to bite the bullet and come back and prove that we were going to be the number 1 seed coming back into it, and ended up getting that going throughout the course of the year. So I don't think you can sleep on Forest Lake. I think Forest Lake's going to be right in the mix. They're going to be looking at one of those 4 or 5 spots for sure. I think you're going to see a fairly talented and another year of experience Duluth Marshall team as well. They did lose their goalie. He took off play juniors. That was a stud 9th grader last year, but they've got some kids that are juniors that were sophomores leading their team last year that are juniors now that are some pretty good hockey players. Yeah. So they're going to be in that mix too. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what your opinion is of Duluth East. Duluth East is always going to be in that mix. I don't care where they're at. And people might say, oh, it's not the same thing that it was a few years ago. Bull crap. Duluth East is a storied program. To me, it's like Grand Rapids. They're a storied program. They're always going to be in the conversation when it comes to being in a top 4. So I think those teams you have to keep into your mind and in the mix, and we'll see how that all shakes out at the end of the year. It's early. There's 25 games to go. We've got 3.5 months before we end up even talking about what do we got for section seedings. Before we blink our eyes, we're going to be sitting right here in this room going, the seedings are out. Let's go. We're ready for playoffs.
Absolutely, 100%. And in talking with someone familiar with the Denfeld program, sounds like 5 of the 6 top scorers return. And Liam Fish, their goaltender, played in the Elite League. So no slouches there either.
No, I think Denfeld is always going to battle. And I think that they're one of those teams that their coach is tough. He's hard on those kids. They're blue collar. They're going to work and they're going to come at you. And if they don't play a skilled game, you're going to come out of that game, if you're their opponent, bumped up a little bit. Yeah. They're tough. They're gritty.
So, go ahead.
I like how they play, and I like how they're coached.
Okay, now I know you don't always want to talk about Rapids being on the staff, but can you at least tell? I don't even know captains this year. You guys name them yet?
Yeah, we named them. We've got some out there right now. I don't know how they're all solidified yet. Okay. So
fair enough.
Yeah, we'll wait until game
But
one.
What seniors do you have?
But
Gundy's kid?
Yeah,
Gundy.
Our seniors, I don't even want to think through all of them because I don't want to forget any.
Those are the ones I can think of. I can't even think of all the seniors.
Let me get a list the next time and we'll roll out, because if I start naming seniors and I forget somebody,
you're on the list.
I'm not going to sleep at night.
But of course, state tournament team last year, So coming in with riding high, and of course you guys had a terrible injury player that you lost.
Yeah, so there was an injury in a fall sport with Will Shimon. He ended up having a season-ending lower body injury, and he's been rehabbing that, and is going to be out for the year. Who would have been a really big part of the back end for the Thunderhawks. And we've spent the first 2 weeks of practice. We've got two guys that logged a lot of minutes on the back end last year, and Luca Roloff. As well as Alex Salisbury, and Job Carpenter was back there as well too, playing some a little bit there. But we've been working on trying to bring up and work with some of the guys that played on the JV team last year and get guys ready to go. We'll see how that all shapes out for us. Yeah, it definitely was a big hit to lose Will Shimon. He's the first pass guy coming out of the zone. I'm not going to say it's an easy breakout, but it's a hell of a lot easier when he's moving the puck out of the zone because he's got great vision. He moves fast. He ran our power play last year. He was not ran it, but it was a big part of it last year. So yeah, it's a tough place for us to try and replace, but we do that here, and there's a lot of places that do that. We have to move forward. We miss him. And we're going to miss him all year. He's going to be a part of our team. He's going to be around our team and on our bench if we can put a helmet on him and let him stand there once he can actually stand on the bench. We'll do that for him, and he'll be around, and he'll be a part of everything that's around. We actually, it's kind of funny. We call him our student assistant coach. Like, come in here, let's talk, okay? Because we want him to be part of everything and hearing as if he's part of it, and trying to make sure that he knows how important he is.
Wow. Instrumental in that quarterfinal win against White Bear Lake at state last year, feeding Garski with a second to go, 2 seconds, less than a second. So Will's the guy that had it on the point and kind of marched her in and found Garski, and so while best wishes, Will. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah,
but he's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's going to come back next year, and he's going to be, if not the big leader for us next year.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on 7AA?
No, just, we definitely have got some things coming down the pike here tomorrow. And if you're in the area, this building's going to be hopping tomorrow night. And we'll talk about previews for games that are coming up. But the opener here at Yanmar Arena is going to be Rapids versus Forest Lake.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. Let's continue that. Let's just go into that. Yeah. So here tomorrow night, I'm assuming 7 o'clock. So
yeah, 7 o'clock start.
No, I want to go back. For years, they only came north and played. Am I correct in that? They loved coming?
Yeah,
wasn't going to Forest Lake last year pretty rare?
Yeah, I think they've gone to Forest Lake. We've gone to Forest Lake in the past, but they've made numerous trips in a row up to Grand Rapids, and we kind of reciprocated last year and went down there and played. The one time we go down there, we lose.
Yeah, well, they like coming up to the range because I see they're going to Rock Ridge Saturday.
Yeah.
So they like coming up and checking out the rinks here on the range. So
yeah, so that's going to be. I think this place is going to be hopping tomorrow night. I think this one has been circled on the calendar because at the end of the season last year when it came in after that quarterfinal, we were sitting in the locker room watching Rock Ridge and Forest Lake after we beat Cambridge here, and we're sitting there watching it on the TV, and they're thinking, not that we wanted Rock Ridge to lose, but we really wanted to play Forest Lake again. And then to get revenge on the loss that we had earlier in the season, we never got the chance. So this one has been circled on the calendar for almost 365 days.
Yeah.
Like, we want to play this team again, and we want to prove it right here in our own building. It'll be hopping in here tomorrow night, and there is going to be a little tribute here tomorrow night to somebody that we've recently lost in our hockey community. If you are unaware of it, former head coach, longtime head coach Bruce LaRock passed away here a couple of weeks ago. Bruce coached in the program for a whole bunch of years, and I can't remember exactly how many years, but I can tell you this long. He was the JV coach when I was a ninth grader. So this is back in 1994, 93, 94, when I'm a ninth grader. He was the JV coach. And he stayed JV for a few more years, and I think in 99 he took over after Lynn Ellingson retired. That's who was the head coach for me, sophomore, junior, senior year, Lynn. But LaRock was still the JV coach at that point in time. And then at 99 all the way up through 2013, Bruce LaRock was the head coach in this program. And there's 2 banners that hang out there right now that he and his teams are responsible for. They're back-to-back runner-up state tournament finishes in 2006 and 2007. Those were storied trips to the state tournament. Patrick White was a hero in both of those years, making it to the state tournament. But we're going to do a little tribute to him tomorrow night in the building, and it's a sad funeral to go here to earlier this week. But we're gonna pay homage to him and celebrate his accomplishments in this building and have his family out.
All right, condolences to the LaRock family and best wishes to the Thunderhawks. All right, scores and more brought to you by Iron Range Apparel, new location next to Super One on the highway in Virginia. The Gift Buyer's Paradise, of course, a week from, most of you are listening on a Friday, so a week from Friday, a week from quote unquote today, it's Black Friday. So it's time to get the shopping on. Holidays are here. Gift Buyer's Paradise. Like I said, anything Minnesota themed. They got all the ODR swag. They got the winter caps. It's gonna be that time of year. Baseball caps, the jerseys, t-shirts, sweatshirts. So if you're looking for that perfect gift for somebody, keep them in mind. 741-5138. And like I said, Black Friday next week. Give them a shot. Shop local, and you won't disappoint. I was just in there this week, Tuesday. So they're stocked. They got a little bit of everything going on there. So in the Super One building on the highway in Virginia. All right, just a few things to go over. Saturday night in Duluth, Adam Johnson night, raising money for his foundation. There's an online auction that's already out there. Buddies of his, former UMD players, jersey signs. You can check all that out. The warm-up jerseys that the Dogs are wearing Saturday will go up for auction after. So that's how they're going to try and raise some money there. They're up against Western Michigan, I see. So that'll be going on at Amsoil Arena Saturday night. November 10th, Scotty Perunovich, guy who used to coach, he gets his first NHL goal. Did you happen to catch that?
I did not see it.
Okay, so he kind of drops into the slot against Dallas, I believe. And then, incidentally, he got one, I think, Sunday against the Wild. Nice. Sunday, or was it Tuesday? Maybe it was this week. Maybe it was Tuesday, same day I was in there. So he's on the board for 2 now in just a matter of a couple weeks. Speaking of goals, the Merc. The Merc. So on the 12th of November, last week, puts up her 300th point against the Bemidji Lumberjacks, and I see signing day was yesterday, the day before, and yesterday. I see so she will be a Mankato Maverick. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. And the only claim to fame that I have in that situation is I got to coach her when she was a 7th grader. When her first year after she had just got done playing on the Pee Wee AA team, she gets pulled up the next year as a 7th grader, and she was playing when I had that one year that I got a chance to coach the girls, the GRG Lightning, and she played on the line with Claire Vekich, and that was pretty cool to get to coach her because she's a special hockey player. She's special, and she's going to have a great career at Mankato State. She still has an entire season left ahead of her here as a GRG Lightning player, but man, congratulations, Merc, on that. The 300 career point. That is a mile marker that not very many players get a chance to reach, and we're proud of you.
Yeah, well, she's on a 50-ish point average. She could get to 350, so it'll be interesting. So congratulations, Merc, and good luck the rest of the way. For those of you that follow us, last spring we were the MCs. The Bantam AA State Tournament was hosted right here in Grand Rapids, and we had a lot of fun. And we really had a lot of fun, and the whole community and all the other teams had a lot of fun with the Rosemont Moms. And the Rosemont Moms made, I think it was the Twitter for Youth Hockey Hub. So we just want to give a shout out to the Rosemont Moms to see that even though youth hockey for many of them has expired, they're carrying on the traditions at the high school level. So that is awesome.
So I don't know who's hosting yet. I'll have to look it up. I don't know who's hosting the Bantam AA State Tournament this year. But if you're hosting it and you need MCs,
yeah, we're there. We're there. We're in.
Give us a call.
We're in.
We're coming.
Goatsportsmediallc at gmail.com. All right. And finally, we've already got a Walleye Scott Edina Hornets update. Already, because on June 11th, 2024, Walleye Scott became a grandfather.
Grandpa
Walleye
Grandpa
Scott.
Walleye.
His granddaughter Della was born, so his daughter's name is Adele. Named the daughter Della. It'd be a little confusing for me on Thanksgiving.
That's awesome.
But congrats to Walleye Scott. Congrats to daughter Adele, and most of all, congrats to baby Della. So, yes.
You had to say that slow, didn't you?
Oh gosh, that's a little tough for me.
Oh my goodness.
That's like these families that name whatever. They all their kids. They begin with a B.
Yeah.
Brian, Billy, and whatever. And it's like
Bob.
Bob. It's
Bobby.
like that's it's tough enough. I don't know how they do it. So, anyhow, anything else to add to episode 92?
No, it's the only thing I'll say is this: is that it's episode 92. And we got a few more, and we reach a big
milestone.
100 shows. I can't believe we've been around this long, but done this many shows, and that we actually still have people listening to us. Thanks to everybody that's there. And when we have that 100th show, we're going to talk about something. We may have to have some sort of a get-together.
Absolutely.
With some of the people, the followers that are interested, that watch us all the time. We may have to do something fun at the end of the year to celebrate 100 shows.
100%, yes. Looking forward to that. So if you have any ideas, please comment and share that with us. All right, so yeah, we really appreciate you joining us. Like I said, we're here now for the next 16, 17-ish weeks, so catch us weekly. Squash the follow button, jam the thumbs up button on YouTube. You can find us on X by searching T McGill. You can find us under Tea with Ms McGill on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the Musi app. And if you're looking for us on YouTube, Facebook, and actually Rumble has really picked up lately. So YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Goatsportsmediallc. LLC. Leave a review there if you can, that'd be great. Merch, of course, Christmas is coming, so we got tees. We've got visors, we've got baseball caps. You're looking for a gift, especially you students. You're looking for a gift for dad. Tea with Ms McGill merch, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Just find Reader Eye. We'll get you taken care of. And we've added some new partners. We've got, of course, the greatest partners on earth: Aspire Heating and Control, the Rink Sports Bar and Grill, Iron Range Apparel, Fortune Bay Resort and Casino, Zorbas of Grand Rapids, Iron Range Goalie Academy, Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC, Minnesota Hockey Camps, First National Bank of Chisholm. So it's going to, for surely this year, the Chisholm Hibbing Blue Jackets, now that we got some sponsors from Chisholm. Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, and the Jackson Hole Moose Hockey Club. That's huge. Coming aboard. He's looking for players. Like you're recruiting. So and that's one thing I guess we should bring up. Hey, it's getting to be time. I know I remember that when I first was finished with hockey. It gets to be this time of year. You kind of got that. You're kind of itching to maybe play some hockey. If you don't feel like you're done yet, and it's not the college route, it's not the junior route, it's not the community college route, whatever. But you want to play some hockey. You have a job and play some hockey. We'll get you in touch with TJ. Maybe you go out and play for the Jackson Hole Moose, which is a great, fantastic time. So more from them as we go through the year. So if that's it for you, giddy up. Another season. We're excited. I am Puka. This is Reed Larson. Get out there and be your dream. You're tuned to the Tea with Ms McGill Show.
Would you like to hear about Zorba's specials? On Mondays, it's Micro Monday. All taps are just $4. Tuesdays, $3 tacos and $4 dos Ekis. Wednesdays, personal pizzas, $8 and domestic taps, $4. Thursdays, we have deals on nachos and $5 surly taps. We offer trivia on Wednesdays at 6 p.m., bingo on Thursday at 6 p.m., and then karaoke Thursdays at 10 p.m.
First National Bank of Chisholm, a full-service bank located in the heart of Chisholm on historic Lake Street, locally owned and operated, serving the Iron Range with integrity since 1905.
Did you know that fascia strength training is great if you have a banged up body and you'd like to heal and get stronger at the same time? Unlike muscle-focused exercise that leaves your body stiff and achy, fascia strength exercise releases muscle tension and fills your body with a spring-loaded power and cat-like agility. Fascia strength is great for athletes and martial artists. If you'd like to pursue this training, take a look at my program, Fascia Strength and Power. I'll leave a link in the description box below.
Yo everybody, it is Puka. Quick merch drop here. As always, a little breezy here. We've got the t-shirts, but now visors, $20. T-shirts, 20 bucks. Hats. Now these got the patches on them. So let us know also if you'd like to see something different, but Goatsportsmediallc at gmail.com, or you instant message. We can do, you know, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all that good stuff. So there it is.